Good morning, 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 everybody. AJ, the CEO here, and we got somebody in tow with us today. Yanni, yay! Hey folks, AJ the CEO here. We try to come here every Friday as best as we possibly can to do some live streaming to help answer your media ministry questions as best as we possibly can. I don't know everything, folks, but hey, we try to help you out. And like I said, I have the most beautifulest, littlest girl that actually has a last name just like mine, Ayanna Holmes. How you doing, baby?
Good.
Yeah, look at that. Look, you got your own lower third and everything. So Angela was talking about, and a bunch of y'all, school has been closed this entire week because we had a massive 1.5 inch foot of snow. So they've shut down everything the entire week. But then we've also had some infrastructure issues. So water pressure was out in Richmond. Water mains were broke in different parts. Some parts didn't have water. Her school didn't have water, still didn't have water. So hey, we've been hanging out here. So it's not just because of the 1.5 inches. It's a bunch of stuff. So I'm gonna try and scoot over so she's in the shot a little bit. Slide over a little bit, babe. All righty. So, folks, like I said, thank you for stopping by. What we do here is trying to answer your questions as best as we possibly can. Let's go ahead and holler at some folks first, and let's give a shout out here to everybody out on here. Parker, hey, good morning. And see, I need to change this because it's covering up your head, babe. Let's go ahead and put this at the top here. And why is my pedal not working? Why? Johnny, why is my pedal not working?
I don't know.
Because that one works. So why? That's pedal 3. All right. That's going to be fun. Try and go through. Hold on. This was not in me plans. Let me see if I can switch it to that. Hold on a second.
Hi. My name's Ayana. Oh. This is my dog, Parkley. He's not real, but we got him at Hershey Park. Yep, when we went to Pennsylvania. He's been with me ever since. So this week, like my dad told you guys, there has been a lot of problems with the water and snow, so I've just been hanging out.
Look at that one.
I've just been hanging out here with my dad for this whole week, so really fun. We got ice cream.
What else?
I don't remember. Okay. Oh. We have one more second, then we should be good.
Pedal.
Huh?
There we go.
I'm sorry, I have stage fright. Yes, I do.
No, you don't. There we go. Yay, we're back. Ain't it strange how this stuff happens? So let's go ahead and finish hollering at some other folks we got in. Now that we got it. Parker, hey, good morning. Streets of Destiny. Brother Art, hello. Creator for Fun. You know who that is. That's who took you when you went to Sesame Park.
Ooh.
When we went up to Pennsylvania. Hello. Candace. Good morning. Elder Rob, good morning to you. D&K Audio and Tech Solutions, good morning to you. Mr. Clarence, how you doing, sir? In your igloo. Mike, I know you are laughing at all of us from Canada. This is probably nothing compared to what you got down there. Darius, good morning to you. I'm not even going to try and pronounce your name. So, again, my apologies here. But thank you for chiming in from Africa. What time is it there for you right now? Franklin, hello. Fred Lee from Ghana, hello. Brian Jones, how you doing, sir? Michelle, hello. G. Albert, good morning to you. Heather Hills, how you doing? From Arlington, Texas, Rev MJF. Hello. Anthony, what is going on, sir? Mark, good morning. Femi from Nigeria. Hello, hello. Hannah, how are you doing? Saskatchewan. Awesome. Richard, good morning to you. FaZe King, hello, hello. Bruce, what is going on? Sean from New Jersey, how you doing? Multimedia, hello, hello. Kevin Hardy from West Virginia, hello, hello. Somebody actually called me based off of the video that we did for you. So thank you for that. Elder Rob says, hello, little lady.
Hi.
Joshua, hello, hello, sir. Edward Nickerson, hello, hello. All right, folks. So, like what we try to do here, we try and answer your questions as best as possible, but let's get all the formalities out of the way. If I do not get to your question, know that you can email me at questions@ajhomes.com. Give me 48 to 72 hours to respond to you folks. We are excited because we're finishing up. Well, not finishing up because we've had issue with the weather and stuff like that. We're going to be finished up install number 1 of our 50 install 2025 install challenge. That is at St. Stephen's Episcopal. We're actually going to be there tomorrow. Waiting for an amp to come in to be delivered today. I got a bunch of other stuff that I've already loaded into the car. We also are starting Bethlehem Baptist Church. Everything is behind me. You can't actually see it because I got all the garage is full of all their stuff. That is about 9 miles away. Also, we have another install starting back at Mount Tabor. That's near Kings Dominion here in Doswell, Virginia. The deposit is supposed to be here today, so we're going to probably be starting that. That's going to be install number 3, where we're moving and building out their media booth. We put everything in a temporary location post-COVID. Then we're starting with New Vine, probably at the last week of this month, New Vine Baptist Church. We did a little stuff with them a while ago from Travis. Ran some cables for him, but now they're putting up 3 TVs. We're moving them to an A10 Mini Extreme, PTZ cameras, the whole shebang. We're going to be doing that and updating them, doing training with them. Then we have Mount Bethel supposed to go. So we're pretty much booked up all the way until March 1st. And we got a bunch of trainings in between and all that other fun stuff. But if you like what we do here, folks, know that you can go to Facebook, look up Modern Media Ministry Made Easy. It's like this all the time. With 3,400 media ministries from all over the world. We don't talk about our denominations. We don't share our live streams, except for this Sunday. Got thrown off with the snow. That's why I didn't post that one. We're just going to share and get inspiration from each other, but you don't live stream inside that group. Hey, if God gave you a word, great, save it for your personal. We're not putting it on that group. That's meant for us to help collaborate to move everybody forward, because I don't have access to everything, but there's somebody there, and that's what that community's for. All you got to do is answer the 3 questions, and you're in like Flynn. What else did we got going on? There's something popping up in July. Oh yeah, it is the For Me 3rd annual E-Missionary Conference. Realize, folks, that the early bird pricing ends February 1st. Right now, if you want to be in person, you can get your tickets for $75. But if you take too long and it goes past February 1st, then you're going to have to, break out the big bucks and add an additional $25 to that. So you can go there to 4meconference.com, get registered and all this other stuff. We have more people that are signing up. Folks, if you want to be a teacher as well, please know that I need you to go through, and each individual teacher, whether you're in person or online, you need to go through and register and do pay for your teacher ticket as well, because we got stuff I got to send to you. I had Ayana slaving away, making badges and all this other stuff like that. We ended up investing in you can't see it. We got a color laser printer because it was cheaper to do that than to print out all the stuff that we have to do there. What else? What else am I forgetting, Ayana?
I made a banner, but I guess I didn't give it back to you at the right time.
Yeah, I haven't. Well, we're still working on that because I still got to get like some posters and all this other fun stuff. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Not right now. We'll do that later.
Okay.
All right. Also, folks, if you like what we're doing here, If you like contributing to the stuff, whether if you're not a Patreon or YouTube member, you can go to emissionarygear.com, get some merch, and everything that goes to support this channel, the conference, and everything like that. Let me use this platform to shout y'all out, folks. Y'all know, if y'all been in media ministry, we're like most likely the least people to be acknowledged of all the stuff that we do. So let me use this platform to shout out your team. Send me an email, my media team at questions@ajhomes.com. My media team, send me a picture. Tell me where your located is, your ministry name, so I can shout out your team, folks. Again, big thank you for all the ones who are still purchasing me book on Amazon, and I don't see them on here yet. So I'm gonna wait to shout out some people here in a second. Hold on. Let me actually do something real quick. I'm a catch some people off guard here. Where is it at? Where is it at? There we go. I'm gonna call them real quick. Y'all hear that? Hello?
Hello, AJ. Good morning. How you doing, sir?
Hey, you are featured here on our live stream. Look, I need you and your wife to get up on this live stream, man. I can't shout y'all out if y'all not even in the comments.
On the live stream? Oh, you mean? Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah, you're live right now. We're talking to you, and everybody's hearing this conversation.
Well, my wife is unable to make it because she's laying down.
Oh, okay. Well, look, I just took you off, but well, look, I'll put it this way: if you jump on there and show it to her, we'll go ahead and do it. So, look, folks, I'm gonna do this right now. We got another one here. So, like I said, we use this program and this live stream to shout out everybody. So, we want to give a big super shout out to Rosalind West dropping her new first book, Keys of Perception. They have a release going on today. You can register. The QR code is there. Got a link in the description to go ahead and support each other with the book. So I already got mine. I'm waiting for it to come in. Should be here Monday. Hopefully this 1 inch of snow doesn't get it in the way. But hey, just tell her, Francisco, that we shouted her out. Well, all righty, sir. Yep, I'm back. All right, so we got to catch some people off guard. So again, want to support each other. It's not about just me getting all up here. We want to shout y'all out. We had other people that do music. We want to shout that out. If you're doing anything for the kingdom, folks, I mean, we want to shout it out for you. What else do we got? And last call, like I said, I want to shout out and encourage any of y'all who are interested in teaching, whether it's in person or online, register to teach. Because guess what? You're a genius to somebody. Something that that they don't think is that great. Somebody is hungry for that information, and this platform gives you an opportunity, and this conference gives you an opportunity to share what you're learning in your ministry, whether it be technical, whether it be ministry standpoint, or just a mindset. That's what the whole conference is about. All right, so Yanni, have we blabbed enough?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Yes, my daughter tells me that we blabbed enough. All right, folks. So like I said, started off with a cue, so it makes it easy for us to jump in here. So I'm going backwards. You don't have to repeat the question because I'm going back from the beginning, and we're going through looking at your question. So creative for fun. Would you know why the record button on the ATEM stops recording after a while? I've had this happen a number of times while streaming. The report button is pressed, but stops recording afterwards. Yes, I've had that same issue, and it's all dependent on if the drive you have is not fast enough to maintain the recording, or you have the wrong cable. So like the hold on, hand me that case that's orange. That's orange right there. Yes. Donc, merci beaucoup. So that's the reason why I use the SanDisk Extremes. So they're fast enough for the recording, but sometimes if you get the wrong type of cable, so this is the cable that came with it, and then I make sure I get high bandwidth data cable, so like this one here works as well too. I've had it to where, yes, it can maintain the recording for a short period of time, but it just can't keep up. And it's either because the drive is too slow or there's something, it can't maintain, the cable can't maintain the data. That's what I've seen in those occasions. Now at Antioch, they've had the same issue, but I think it's because the memory cards that they had, which were like these, they've had them for like years and they haven't been used. So that's what I'm thinking is a part of that. That's my assumption. But I would try that first and see what you get from that. All right. Let's go to our next one here. G. Albert was saying, could you post a link to the conference? Sure. That is, I'll put it in the description for meconference.com. That is there below. And that's about it. So again, if you register as a teacher, but you did not finish doing your ticket, you're going to need to do that because once you purchase a ticket, that's what opens up access to you to get to the back end of the website where the conference is actually going to be held. So please make sure you do that. I'm going to make sure I'm not missing anything before new people that didn't put a Q in there. So give me a second. Here's one. Heather Hills Baptist Church. What is the best way to boost volume from the Matrix on an X32 to live stream via the USB? We're getting low volume output. Is it the gain in the limiter that works best from a Matrix to that? I mean, well, if it's the Matrix, well, how is it being routed? First, when you have your X32 and you're routing to the USB, and I used to have one, but we just installed that at St. Stephen's. So if we look over here and you want to show Buster on here? Barkley or Parkley? Parkley. Okay, now it changed names. So inside of here, if you have your matrices going in here, and when you're doing your routing, and you're routing that output to the card, so you have your outputs here and you're routing, or you can route it in a different way. Well, first off, how do you have it routed? Where do you have it set to? Because again, this is another reason why I personally like sending this stuff to a mixed output, because then you can have your independent outputs as well. But if it's in the matrix, you should be able to turn it up. And then, like, if I go back here to your routing, so in the USB, when it comes in, you're going to get groups 1 through 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you could route whatever to that output. So let's see. If we do our outs, you could come in here and put one of these matrices on one of the outs. So say you're using 5 and 6. So you could come in here and say matrix 1 is on 5 and 6, and then you'll have 5 and 6 physically on your mix, and you could turn that, that will send it to that output, and then you can crank it up on 5 and 6. I gotta think through that. But I need to know how you actually have it routed. Where do you have it routed so I can at least try and mimic that? I could turn on Antiochs and then have a system actually there. Do you have anything to add to that?
No.
Okay. Let me know. You can always jump in here and answer. Okay. So let me know that, and we can go see what we can do to dive in to get some more info right there. Hannah, how do I isolate the sound through the headphone jack on a 2i or eye-to-eye? I'm saying that's a Focusrite interface. I can hear the volume level of everything except for the computer when playing audio and video from it. How do I isolate the sound through the headphone? It's been a minute since I've used that, but that's how do I isolate the sound through the headphone jack? I can hear the volume level of everything except the computer when playing audio or video from it. I would need to see how that routing is. When you have that and it's connected as a USB interface, so like, for example, I can't show, let me turn on my taskbar and I can try and show you like how mine is. Because even though I'm using a Rodecaster, it functions as the same way. So if I come over here And it doesn't show it. Boo. Let me change this to which I need to change this screen to my main one so y'all can see the volume controls here. Make that my main display. All right. So over here, if I come in here, see my audio is set. Well, actually, it says it's set to my speakers in front of me. So if I change this to main right now, that's my Rodecaster. That's kind of like your Focusrite or the I2I, if it is the Focusrite. I think it is the Focusrite, based on the model. So in here, you would set the output now as the Focusrite. So that's going to send all your audio to your headphones. So that's what you would be hearing. I'm wondering if you're saying it's isolated and you're not hearing that. I'm wondering, is that set? What do you have as your main output? Is your main output set to that same capture device, or is it set to something different? Let me know, and we will circle back on your question. Mike, how you coming along with the multi-track recording at Audio? I've been looking at finding a solution to auto start recording in Reaper any time we start. I haven't been able to. I mean, I've been bouncing around. I've been there a couple of times. I have to remind everybody to start that recording. I did use it a little bit to balance out and set the organ mics, but the pedal is broken. The middle D is stuck. So it just all that stuff like that. So I need them to fix that, but it does work fine. So I use that recording from that. But how to trigger it to go automatically, I have not dove into that. I really want to, so that is one I can just press a scripted button and then it will fire it off. Outside of making macros, I'm not sure, but I'm sure that OBS can kick off a macro to do that. That's the other thing I'm thinking about. But let me know if you figure that out. What's up? Huh?
Face.
I know. We getting ready to go to that. I skipped over it. My bad. Well, thank you for that. Phase King. How to stream with one monitor and a face cam. Well, I mean, I need some more information. I feel like it's something in my nose. I got a booger in my nose. I need some more information. What's your setup? What are you using? Are you using OBS? Give me some more details so I can help you with that. Fred Lee. Does all your OBS plugins work with Prism Live Studio? And secondly, does your Free Bible XML work with Prism Live Studio? If yes, how can I install them? Well, first off, for the most part, every single plugin in OBS should work in Prism Live because it's built on the same thing, so it should work. The XML Bibles that I have actually work with Presenter by Worship Tools. So you could link them together. How to bring them directly into Prism Live, unless somebody writes up something, an XML parser, I don't know of a way to directly use them with OBS or Prism Live. All of that is used with Presenter, which is also free, but it can capture inside of Prism Live of OBS. So pretty much all of that, gone through a bunch of stuff, and maybe I'll do a video, a quick short on how to install that. But that's what I would do. I've never seen or known of a way that you can input those XMLs directly into OBS for scripture like that. Why is my nose tickling? It's like I feel like I got something in my nose. Maybe I should cut over to you or something so I can figure out what in the world's going on.
Well, while my dad,
Go ahead.
While my dad's doing that, I wanted to tell you a little bit about something that he said we may not be able to do, but I'm going to do anyways.
No, no, we ain't doing that. We'll do it later.
Okay. Still happy we're doing it.
What? What'd you say?
I'm still happy we're doing it.
Oh, okay. We are going to talk about it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So.
Look at that camera.
Oh. So, most of you guys may not know this, but I have started a miniature business called Galaxy Charms. And
yeah. Well, first off, yes, a bunch of people know because they contributed to it, and you didn't make their bracelets yet. Remember? It was a couple of them.
You never told me.
Yes, I did. Well, anyway, go ahead. Well, the other thing I will before she comes in, she's gonna be making some charms as well too to also put inside of your Oh, that was what you were gonna say?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, and also I'm going to be helping out a little with the conference. I will be making some charms to put in, I guess, gift bags.
Could you, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's it?
Yep.
Okay. Ayana, right now she's Ayana the CFO when it comes to here, but then she's migrating to Ayana the CEO. And sorry, I'm putting the fan on because it's hot. She said she looks just like you. I would hope so. Well, thank you, thank you. Sean, I think my problem is getting the sound from an X32 to Logic, then to the live stream. So with Logic, are you bringing it in over USB? Because that's the same way I have to do with Reaper. Reaper, I have it connected and it's sending it over USB into the computer. I have it mapped to all 32 outs and 32 ins. So you want to make sure in your setup, and I don't know if it's gonna let me do it from here. I might have to do it on the other thing. Where is it at? There's a setting in here that will say that you want to bring in all 32 channels. I know what it is on the board. I don't know if it shows that inside of the app. But you have to make sure that you're sending all 32 channels over the USB. And then inside of Reaper and inside of Logic, you map all of that to the layout and it'll bring everything in. And then in Logic, you'll use your output, and the output from whatever that you got from that main mix is what's going to be sent to your stream. So what is that all set up? Give me a little bit more information. We can help with that. Multimedia. I have recently purchased the A10 Mini Pro using 2 cameras. What I haven't been able to do is set up a preview monitor. I've tried on Android tablet, and well, with the A10 Mini Pro, you're only going to have that program out or multi-view out if you're using the HDMI. In the latest 9.5 or 9.4 or higher, it's currently on 9.6.3. You can use a multi-view out for USB out. So like I'll switch it to mine real quick so you can actually see it. So in here, if you change your output and you change the web out, like you'll see this image change. If I change it to multi-view, see, that's what you're gonna see. And that's what will show up on USB. And you put the camera app on your computer, and then that's how you see it. But the only issue with that is you're gonna miss out on what if you're using the USB for a feed to your computer or for recording. That's the only thing that you're gonna miss out if you do that. But that's the only way you're gonna be able to get both of them. So if you're using the HDMI out for your program, that you're gonna have to use the USB and change that to a multi-view. That will be the only way you get both. If not, you just change the program out here. And so right now I've renamed mine to program and preview, but you would just change that and then say your program, your output number 1, or the only output you have, you would pick that multi-view. Or it's a button in the lower right-hand corner of the ATEM that will say M/V for multi-view. You press that and that would give it to you. Again, Creative for Fun says, "Hey Ayana, good to see you."
Good to see you too.
And she said that you're getting so big, and she's got to tell her granddaughter Angel that she saw you. You remember Angel? Y'all went to the park. See. G. Albert, I'm visiting a church that's using the iPhone to broadcast a worship service to Facebook. Some weeks the live stream volume is good, but now and then the volume is barely audible. Any clues? I really don't know. Are they pulling the audio directly from the iPhone, or is it linked through an iRig or something like that? Need a little bit more detail on that. And again, folks, you don't need to repeat the same question over and over again. I see it the first time, but I need some more details to answer your question. All right. Back to Fred. How do you connect the pedal to control the pop-ups on the screen, and can you use any keyboard pedal for that? Well, I'm using the Elgato pedals for that. I did a review for that a while ago, and that's what I'm using, and it's linked into vMix. So where is it at? Yes, I'm using the Stream Deck pedal, and I got 3 buttons on here. The middle one is doing my like, subscribe, and share. My left one I have set to turn off anything that I have on the screen. That's the one that wasn't working. And then what is the right one doing? Oh, the right one is re-showing whatever I had up. And actually, that button is wrong. I got to fix that. But that's what I have. So it's really simple. Once you have the Stream Deck software installed, so these are all the icons I have on my Stream Deck locally. But the pedal is actually going to, let's go to camera 2. So my pedal and my other Stream Deck is going over to my streaming PC over there. So I got a cable. So that's how I'm controlling that. That's where all the stuff over here. And again, I think I've shown it one time. I'm going to go ahead and give a big shout out here. I don't normally show this, but that's my mom and the good late Reverend Dr. Arthur A. Holmes Sr. There's my pops right there. So I always had that picture over there with sitting right beside Iron Man. But anyway, I have both of the pedals going to there. So the other Stream Deck that I have, this one right here is where I'm pressing all the buttons. That's going to vMix, and then the pedal is doing the same thing for vMix. So it makes it easier for me to step on. So that's how I have it. It's really straightforward, especially in vMix or in OBS. It'll work for any of those. All right, I'm gonna have to mute somebody here in a second. Let's see. We got some other folks in here. Why is my nose tickling? Adrian, hello. Patrick, good morning to you. Jerry from North Dakota, hello. MTH Media from South Africa, hello. Everybody said they love the sidebar conversation. They love the sidebar. Sidebar is when you have a conversation that's outside of what we're mainly talking about when you're talking about your Galaxy Charms.
Oh.
Yeah, we're talking about media ministry Q&A, but then you started talking about your business.
Well,
That's side promotion. I don't endorse side promotion. That's one of the things that would get you kicked out of the Facebook group.
I'm not in the Facebook group.
Oh, okay. Fayaz, hello. And let's see, what page are we on? 3. We're on page 2. We are good. And the West, hey, y'all are welcome. Yeah, I need to register for it as well, too. Adrian. My church is on the first floor, but we may have to use the hall upstairs for a funeral for sake of space. How would I send audio up there? Would a long XLR be better than an XLR receiver? Yes, I would just do a long XLR, honestly. That would be the easiest thing to do with that. That's what I've done in similar situations. Wants to know which gear is required to do a 4K live stream video. Well, right now I'm streaming in 4K. All I'm using is it's sending everything from vMix into my web presenter in 4K, which upscales everything to 4K. That's the easiest way to do it. Or I could set vMix, as long as I have the version of vMix that supports 4K, and then it will just do it natively as long as my computer can handle it, which you can, and your upload speed can handle it. But the easiest way is get yourself a Blackmagic web presenter 4K, and then it can upscale that for you, which is the same thing I'm doing right now. Back to Adrienne. I want to send sound from the mixer to the amps up there. Yeah, honestly, an XLR is probably the easiest thing to do. Just send that inside the amps, and then you have your speakers running off of that, and you'll be good to go. Philip Paul from Malaysia, or from the Philippines. I'm mixing them up. The Philippines or Malaysia is one of them. Hello. Joshua. Wish I could stay longer. Gotta go to my day job. Hey, I appreciate it. Please keep Seattle transit drivers in your prayers today. We're having a memorial for a union brother who was killed while working last month. Hey, we'll keep y'all in our thoughts and prayers as well, and you be safe. All right, Creative Fun says, I have the same drive and cable that you do. That is strange. What I would do then is hook it up to a computer, format it in exFAT, and then try it again and see if you're having that same issue. It could be that the drive is at fault. I would hope it wouldn't be the USB. Swap out the USBs that it's plugged into and see if you get the same thing. Rob, we have an X32 that drops off the network periodically. It is hardwired via Ethernet and on a specific VLAN. The iPads are on the same VLAN as well. Any logs I can check on the X32? Not on the X32. No. Honestly, the easier thing would be if it's dropping. I would start with the simple thing. It's like try a different cable, try a different jack that it's plugged into. Because if it's dropping a connection, that either means that the NIC inside the X32 is going bad, the cable is bad, or the NIC on the other end of where it's plugging into is bad, or unless it's going into switches and stuff like that. That's the first thing that I would think. Mitch Roy, hello. So how can you hear the streaming volume? The SQ6 is connected to the computer through jacks, and the computer is connected through the USB. Both are set to the Focusrite. Okay, so if you can hear the stream, how can I hear the streaming volume? Then and if that is that what you have going through the matrix? So if it's you have, I know I set up a SQ. Was it an SQ6? TCF had that. I set that up. I can't remember which one it is. But now, how are you streaming? And because first off, you need to make sure that the streaming matrix is routed to the output on your USB. And then if that's correct, if you hook the headphones up to the Focusrite, you should be able to hear whatever's coming in, as long as it's not a mix minus and it's ignoring what's coming in to the Focusrite. You should be able to hear whatever is coming through. It's like a pass through. If you're not hearing it, I'm wondering if your matrix is actually routed to the USB out. And as I recall, it should be really straightforward to route whatever is going to be sent out to your USB. That's what I'm thinking. Again, it's been a minute since I've been in front of those, so I don't know it off the top of my head like that. But that's the first thing I would think. Let me know. Reverend Leroy, good morning, all. When using the Blackmagic camera app in the Android phone and that dongle you showed and the ATEM, do you have to use an HDMI capture card to USB, or just use an HDMI cable? Just an HDMI cable. If I have, trying to find it. Yanni,
Yes.
where's my super suit?
What?
You don't know what that reference was from?
No.
The Incredibles. When Frozone was trying to get his uniform,
No.
and instead of Yanni, he said, honey, where's my super suit? Hey, we playing this dinner. Never mind. We always do obscure movie and video game references and comments.
Oh. Then you've got a friend in me.
Toy Story. Right.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that capture device is. The dongle. But yeah, all I did was hook that up, and as long as the phone supported it, it was just a regular HDMI cable that I connected into that, and that was it. Nothing fancy, no capture device at all, because the phone does the translation and sends it out just over regular HDMI. So there was nothing fancy that you needed. I have no idea what that is. It must be in my bag or something like that. Mr. Daniel, hey, good morning. And he says
Morning.
he was one that I saw out in Chicago. That
Cool.
DJ Larry is the Sony AX Handycam line of camcorders that far ahead of the competition. Why are they so hard to get brand new? Honestly, I think they are kind of old. That's the one that I had, unless, I mean, again, I'm out of touch. I don't know if CES is going on, if they announced a new one, but I have an AX53. That was my camcorder that I upgraded to when I moved from Logitech C920. Let me see. I don't even know what one they're on right now. Looks like the AX700. Have you tried B&H Photo? Because that's what I'm looking at right now. Let's see. Sony AX Handycam. So they got a bunch of them. And get out of here. And stock, that one is the 43. See, this is the one I have. They discontinued that. Still works. I mean, the battery doesn't charge. As long as I keep it plugged in, it's fine. Okay, I got you. All of them are nowhere to be seen except for this one. So I'm not 100% sure. Sony camcorders. Let's see what they got out here. And yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I haven't looked at them. They must be trying to phase them out or doing something new, or they're getting out of that market. I'm not 100% sure on that one. Mike, have I played with Unify version 9? I actually got it. Haven't really noticed that much yet, but again, I did that and updated everybody that I have access to that one. Unify 9 has added a whole bunch of new features to it. So, like if I cut over here, so this is 9. I need to go through here and do my other stuff. What in the world? Hold on. Why is this going slow? Yanni, why is this going slow?
Maybe the internet's acting up.
It shouldn't be.
Well, it was yesterday.
Oh, that's because I was doing stuff.
Oh.
Now I do have for the techies out there. I did bring back up Pi-hole, my Raspberry Pi Pi-hole right now, to get rid of ads. So hopefully that's not causing any of these issues. It shouldn't. It's just not showing. Okay, now it's showing. So I haven't really played around with it yet. A bunch of other stuff that I need to do, some of the firewalls and security stuff, want to start putting in place. But yeah, I've installed it, but I haven't put any of the stuff in place yet or noticed anything right there. There she go. Roslyn. So you got up, and then she says, hello.
Hi.
And you are welcome. Yeah, we ain't got nothing. Probably gonna. I mean, seeing the fact we've been in the house, pretty much eating up all the food in a day, so we got to go to the grocery store again. Um, what? Huh?
Hmm?
What?
What?
Exactly. You said something. uh oh. See, he said that should be your catchphrase. He said, "A charming lady is making charms. Galaxy charms." See, that's,
I already have a catchphrase.
they were giving you one, giving you an
Thank
additional
you,
one.
though.
All right, I answered this one. Candace was saying how we can support. She didn't. She said she needs a website. I was like, I made her one, but she completely forgot about it. So we'll do some more stuff too. But we need to get it set up so that you see the emails, and that way you have to, um, you know, got to get you a mail account and all this other stuff so you can ship this stuff out. Got to help you with your pricing so that the price of your charm helps compensate for what it costs for you to buy an envelope and mailing and stuff like that. That's business stuff, logistics.
That's too much.
That's the you said you want to be a business owner. This is the stuff that you have to think about.
I'm a child.
But you just endorsed your own business, and now you're saying, "Oh no, we don't do that." If you want to ask for the endorsement, you got to follow through.
What's an endorsement?
You endorsed your business. You told people about yourself. That's an endorsement.
Oh.
And then I'm allowing you to talk about it on my channel, so that's an endorsement. And then Francisco said, "Congratulations" as well too. See, Yanni, you getting all this business. We need virtual charms for people who attend the conference. You need to make a virtual. We're not doing the NFTs. We're not doing that. But see, we have a virtual charm, so you have to send it. Maybe a 3D one or something like that. You can send it to them or something like that, or maybe an overlay. An overlay, so like kind of like this right here is an overlay. No, the graphic is an overlay. It overlays video. Back to Hannah. Okay, what's currently the best way to send the preview from OBS as an in-house feed through cables to multiple monitors, multiple displays with HDMI? What splitter and or powered cable length is under? Well, first, what you would do, and this is similar to a question that Anthony asked last week. Hold on a second. You see my stand for the? Hand me that little stand right there. Yes. No. The one that you just had. Yes. Unplug it. Dankeschön. Merci beaucoup. All that stuff. All right. So let me hook this up. Come on. So let's turn this camera on. Picked up. I want that as a webcam. All right, we're gonna go to the OBS. And once that opens, there we go. Let's cut over to that. And I'm playing with Uno overlays as well too. I have a video about that coming up. So here we have our camera here. So if you have preview, so let's say we go over here to the studio view and I pick something different. So here's your preview. Once you're in here and you have this set up, you can just right click on the scene that you want to preview, and then you can do a full screen projection of that to a given monitor. So if I do that to the Samsung, even though this is live, and if we cut to number 6, see, that's what's showing up here. So even though we got other stuff, stop moving. Now the camera's moving on that.
Sorry.
You got something on your mouth. All right, so let me turn this off. Well, actually, no, that command didn't work. All right, hold on. Let me turn off the tracking on this. Off. All right, so now that's off. So here in OBS, what I got is I went into OBS, right clicked on whichever one that I wanted to preview, and then projected that out as a full screen projector. So now that's what's showing up. So even if I was changing anything in here, that would not change. It should not. So like right now, as you can see, even though I'm sending that entire scene to the television, even though I've changed what I have going on here, this still did not change because it's locked to the that scene that I selected. So that's what you would do with that, and I hope that answers your question. See, you see all the jumps and hoops Daddy's got to run through when he does this. See, I need you to be my backup so that you can run all this stuff.
I don't know how to do none of this.
You just watch my videos, and then you can know how to do it, and you can come downstairs, but then you can't touch anything.
Then how am I supposed to help? Just being there?
Yes, I need your moral support.
Good job.
Thank you. Critic Studios. Hi, do you know of any good places, websites that sell used video / audio equipment? I'm looking for a used. I would look at Sweetwater. Sweetwater has some used stuff that you can get from there. That's the one that I know of. But again, where are you locally? Maybe there's somebody on the Facebook group that can help you with that as well too. AJ Audio, does OBS carry better audio than a platform like Restream or StreamYard? Well, I think those other programs add some stuff to it. So it's not that it does the audio better necessarily. And I'm sorry, I'm tightening this because the screw got loose. It's not that it has better audio. It just doesn't add filters into it and any compression on those places. So, I mean, what I would do, honestly, is just try it and just see, because it's the same thing that you're doing with Restream. As long as your computer's fast enough to do it, then I would say that. But that's the only thing I would think is those programs use different type of codecs and all this other stuff that add on top of your filters to make it do what it do. All right, there you go, Ayana. You're going to answer the next question. I need a real tough one. That's 3, page 2. Rhonda here. Good morning to you. Haven't had an opportunity to join in a few weeks. Glad to be back on the line. Hey, welcome back. And then also, Critique Studios. Yanni, what would be the minimum upload speeds and PC requirements for a 4K streaming?
A minimum? 100
100 what?
PC?
100 PC. You heard it here first. You need 100 PC. Now for 4K right now, I'm streaming for my 4K streaming. It is using 45 megabit upload every second to maintain a 4K live stream. So that's what you would need for upload speed at minimum. Again, I'm using FiOS, so I have 1,000 up and 1,000 down. So I'm not anywhere close to maxing out what I'm using. But at 4K, I'm using at least 45 to 50 megabit upload speed. So that means that your upload speed needs to be at least 200 or 300. Never, ever, ever, ever set your upload speed to be more than 50, actually more than 25% of what your upload speed is. Because if your upload speed is 30 and you're using 2500 kilobits per second for your video, if anybody else got on that, it would tank it. You never max out or get anywhere close to your upper limit, because if anything happens, again, that upload, my internet has to be able to maintain 45 megabit upload speed every second. If anything dropped, it would be a slideshow. It would be a pain. So the fact that I have, like right now, is probably 950. I am nowhere close. I'm like 0.5% of what my upload is available. Now, when it comes to your computer, it all depends on what stuff that you're running. Personally, a Ryzen 5 or even a Ryzen 7, 8600G or higher, it'll be enough with the embedded GPU to handle that. Or you can just get, Intel is still having a whole bunch of issues. So I would say if you don't use that GPU, you can use a Ryzen 7 or a Ryzen 9 and then get your, or an Intel 7 or higher, but then pair that with a RTX 3050 or higher. And again, at least 32 megabytes, 32 gigabytes of memory. That's what you would need. You need a fast CPU with 6 or 8 or more cores, 3D accelerated GPU, and then 32 gigs of memory. But again, I don't know what program you're using. If you're using vMix, I would say go for 64 gigs of memory, because the computer has to be able to run the software and do the encoding at 4K and all that other stuff and process whatever. So that would be what I would think in that. Again, I've seen your question about 5 times, but again, I need details on your setup. I can't really answer that without giving me some more details on your setup. And I was right, Malaysia. So Philip Paul. So my bad on that. Well, actually, hold on. I didn't even put the comment up. Philip Paul. Yes, Malaysia. Sorry about that. Kevin, I have not added a Stream Deck to our live stream equipment. How will it make our workflow easier, and how difficult it is to set up? It is not difficult at all. Once you install it, once you set a OBS scene, it just pulls all the stuff from OBS and you just select. It's just a drop down for that. For my workflow, it makes it easier because I'm actually using a Stream Deck right now. I mean, in front of me and the other system. My other system is streaming to Twitch and going to my website. And I have that Stream Deck. So instead of me reaching all the way over here, I have a Stream Deck here that I just press a button and it starts the live stream. That's the same way I have it set up at Antioch, so that no one has really looked in depth of setting up or messing around or doing any enhancements to OBS. So I have the Stream Deck set up to where, okay, nobody wants to touch anything. Good. You're not going to touch anything. The Stream Deck is set up to start OBS. You press that one button, then the profile changes. Then it has pre-show, live, be right back, technical issues, streaming, and that's it. Those are the 5 buttons. So now I just tell people when I was training them, press number 1, and then it goes through 1 through 7. Those are the only buttons they have to press to entirely handle the live stream. And instead of people running to another computer, I just have that Stream Deck with a long HDMI USB cable, so it's set right in front. That makes it easier for me. All right, so if you checked all the cables, it makes me sit back and think it must be a jack that's going there. That's the only thing I can think of. Wait a minute. I jumped pages. Oh, all right. We're on page 2. All right. I'm going to put somebody in timeout here. Put them on timeout for a little bit. All right. Page 3, page 2. T-Man, what are some uses of the Raspberry Pi in your setup besides Companion? Well, I just talked about it. I have Pi-hole running right now. It is an ad blocker that runs for the entire network. So my Unify is using that as a DNS server that does that. You can also use it for home automation. So I can handle all of this. My RGB lights behind me, the ones up here in the front. You could do a bunch of stuff like that. You could do them as a media player if you wanted to. So you also, I used it originally at Spring Creek. We used it as a alternative to the ATEM streaming bridge. So it could send video through that to a different screen. It's a bunch of setups, ways that you can use it. Back to Rhonda. I have a problem with one of our Famaco 20X PTZs going rogue periodically and pointing to the ceiling on the wall. Any idea? That sounds like it doesn't respond to the Famaco controller when this happens. Yeah, that sounds like one of the cameras at Signs and Wonders. I know John tells me that does that sporadically. Nobody's going up in the ceiling that I know of that's messed with that. The only thing I can think of is either a cable is damaged or other places I've seen it that the joystick IP address was set manually, but it wasn't reserved in the router. So sometimes it will start getting interference if something else picks up that IP address. Because again, the router didn't assign it to them. So it doesn't know, oh, this license is being used. Well, a stupid router doesn't know that. So sometimes I've seen that. So that's why, yes, I manually set the IP address, but then on the camera, but then I also do the same thing with the router so it knows not to assign it. So all of my cameras here, they're set. So that's 90, 91, 92, 93, 94 are my cameras. They're set manually, but then my router is also set to give that there. I'll jump back to that. Because see, Yanni, you set yourself up. People done said a comment about some of the stuff you said. I'll get to it. Take you, Tara. I love y'all dynamic.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what?
That is.
Dynamic?
I don't know what you mean by that.
We're compelling. We're doing a great job.
Oh.
That's my short answer of that. All right, I answered that. Page 2. Wait a minute. Where are we at? I lost track where we're at. Streets of Destiny said that this was fun today. Thank you for joining me, Yanni.
Welcome.
Is it possible to use webcams or USB cameras with a device like the AVCams Neo? I am not sure on that. I will play around with that. That's actually sitting over here. So that would be something else I will follow up and play around with. Mom's video. Oh, actually, hold on. Francisco. I'm going to see if you notice something. Let me take this down. What does that look like right there? That looks like another PTZ camera. Only $350. I think. You know, Francisco, I'm just going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to declare and decree that you have a PTZ in your future. I'll go ahead and see, that's an inside joke. That's an inside joke. All right, Mom's video. Good morning. Can you use a USB-C to HDMI cable for the ATEM to send? I do not believe so. Because if you're doing a USB, it's actually looking for UVC, which is like a universal video codec or something like that, so that translate that. You would need something in the middle that can take that and actually convert it to a signal for HDMI. Because those are not sending the same data stream, the format of data connection is not the same. Or the USB-C can only be used to connect the computer to see the multiple. Yes, if you use the USB to connect it to a computer, you're going to be using that like it's a webcam. And so it's going to show up just like I did with a camera. It's going to see it that way. Hooking that up with an adapter to go to HDMI, not a native one. Yes, there are people who sell ones that converts it, but the thing is like $300 and some odd. It's easier for you to get yourself a Raspberry Pi to bring it in and then convert it if you were going to do something like that. Pastor Gary from up the street. Hey, good morning, sir, and your assistant. He said, happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Let's see. Sorry, I was using the incorrect terms. The feed to the computer from the SQ6 routes through an output channel to the Focusrite. All inputs on the SQ I can hear output volume except on the computer. I cannot hear the output volume from 10 computer feed. I hear. All right, so then what is your output? So what is that output routed to? Because like I was saying, with that, when you have the SQ6 and it's going over USB, you are either going to have 1 through 8, I believe, which is all of the outputs, or 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What do you have set? So if it's outside of that range, that's probably the reason why you're not hearing that. Back to Pastor Gary. How familiar are you with using ProPresenter to stream and incorporate Zoom? I know enough to not use it. ProPresenter is not cool. But I mean, I'll put it this way, based on your setup, your ATEM constellation that we installed, you have two options. Because y'all are using vMix can output to Zoom. That latest update, actually, vMix can talk directly to Zoom, and you wouldn't need anything new to do it. Or if you did need something, you can run the USB cable out of the constellation that's running in the back that we put there in the audio room. That can connect to vMix, and you can get whatever is mixed out of it into Zoom. So either one. I personally don't like ProPresenter to stream, because if it crashes, it's going to kill your graphics as well too in the sanctuary. That's the only reason I don't like using both of those. EL, good morning. Do you have a video with recommendations on the best way to schedule pre-recorded videos to stream, or the best, easiest way to host live guests? I'm currently using OBS, maybe Prisma. I have done it in a while. I haven't done anything recently. Might want to play around with that. I've done pre-recorded. I've done that for the conference as well as doing guests and everything. I may do that as an updated video, because I know we're going to probably start doing some stuff like that. Rob, yeah, I saw that they did a lot of stuff. I haven't had a chance to get in there. Pastor Gary, yes, very much so. She's been eating up my PlayStation 5 time. She's been eating up my food. She's been eating up my drinks. We did get a chance to go outside with a little bit of snow, and
snowball fight.
Yeah, and she didn't hit me at all. She only hit me like twice. Yeah, you hit me twice. I hit you all the other times. Yeah, it has gotten slower. Well, Pothole is, let me show you. I don't know. So this is what, I mean, I have a Raspberry Pi. I have another one left over from another project, or you can get one. It's really simple. So let's log in here. So I think my routing traffic is not right, because I had my computer running onto it. So this is it pulls a list of ads and it blocks them and stuff like that. So we can test. I have this routed. So I have this running on 192.168.0.240 on my network. And if I go to properties, I have my DNS running to that. So the idea is when we go here, it should filter. So normally, like if I go to PSN profiles, because they're synonymous with having ads all over the place. So if I go here to my PlayStation trophies, normally they have ads all over the place. So what I'm going to do, let me turn this off, and I'll refresh this, and let's see if you notice the difference. So if I come in here, and I'm going to change my DNS to automatic. And then we're going to run a command to ipconfig flush DNS. And then if we reset it. Oh, and then I had another one. Let me turn this off. Let me turn my ad blocker off. So see, we're getting all these ads all over the place. So normally all these blank spots would have ads. So it still must be pulling. Oh, I know why. I still have my Unify one is running that. I thought it wasn't working. That's why I ran another backup to it. So we go here, go to internet. I'm going to come here and change my DNS server. That's where I had it set. So everything that goes through the unified one does that. So if we run that command one more time, ipconfig flush DNS. Now let's refresh that one more time. I do have my regular ad blocker off. We got that ad. Where's another place that has ads out the wazoo? Ars Technica. See, normally all this big space, it would have an ad. It must not have filtered down yet for me to push through there, but it gets rid of all of the ads, as you can see. Let me see. Where's another one I can do? I really don't go to this one, so I got you, babe. MSNBC. Any of these news ones have a whole bunch of stuff on here. I don't know. I have to come back to it. I think it hasn't filtered out to get to my stuff yet. But it's really simple. Once you do that, you just you put it on there, you plug it in, and then oh, okay, Pastor Gary, the ads are a little bit different. That's the ones on YouTube that I can't control those. That ad blocker won't change that. These are more for like ads that are just show up on your web pages and stuff like that. What are you laughing at?
Laughing at a question.
Oh, you're laughing at a question. Okay. Oh, I know. I normally do that on the unified one. If I do their ad block, it's actually doing pretty good on that. And so back to what I was saying, Rosin was saying you're never too young to start, so you need to start learning the media, the joysticks, and all the stuff. MA16 VD. AJ Coin, nah, we ain't getting into that one. We ain't getting into that. Life and Sun. Thanks for answering my questions concerning the PTZ cameras. You're welcome. Do you know why the PTZ optic camera is like double the price than the Famaco and SMT AV? Mainly because the price is more because they have developers on site who are writing stuff and they're making new stuff for these cameras. So that's what I would think. And even though I've worked with a bunch of them, and I've really never had any type of issue with tech support with any of the ones like AVCams, Famaco, Ada Imaging, any of those ones. I've never had SMT. I've never had any issue with them. I just think that they have a bigger staff. That's my personal. Again, I'm not in their financials. I'm not on their board. That would be my assumption. Is that what you're laughing at?
Yes.
Well, I'm going to answer this one. So, Rob, you're saying she needs a better chair. Actually, my main chair, she took.
Yeah.
And that's in her room.
Yeah.
So I ended up having to buy this chair. That's the other chair I have, and that's all the way upstairs.
Actually, that's not the one. I thought you meant the other one. That's not what I'm laughing at.
Which one are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at that one. No, down. That one. If you read it.
See, all right. Dean, this is the question that she was laughing at, and I'm gonna let her. Let me go ahead and focus on her, and I need you to answer this one, Yanni.
Okay.
Read the question.
Hello, AJ and family. See, you have a helper today. Can you ask her how I can get my 8-year-old daughter to hang out with me more and not with Roblox? Well, I can't really answer that question.
Yes, you can. Because what do you do when you want to hang out with me? When you're not on YouTube watching that cornball stuff that you be watching and all the stuff. When what makes you want to come down and hang out with me? They're asking.
Okay. Sometimes it's because normally when you're downstairs, you're just playing the games on the PlayStation. and it's fun to watch you rage at the game.
Okay, but his question was like, how do you? All right, so let me rephrase the question now. What can I do? Well, all right. Why did you want to come down here and be on the live stream with me?
Because it's cool and fun, and I guess it's going to help me when I get older and stuff.
When you start talking in this for?
Because,
Well, I guess see this is the thing. So we're taking a moment now to be real with y'all. So again, a lot of churches are like, and I'm expanding your comment, Dean. One of the comments that a lot of people ask are, how do you get more youth involved? So for me, I didn't beg Ayana to come down here. I didn't tell her to come down here. She sees what I'm doing, and it's interesting to what they're doing. So like, okay, yeah, she's watching a whole bunch of people on YouTube. That's what they're doing. But then she's like, well, my daddy is doing the same thing. So I'm in the vein of what they're doing. So I think from a media standpoint, I'm gonna get back to my thoughts on your question, is you show what you're doing actually meets the level of their interest. So for example, what I would do is do the reverse. So I got my daughter into Lego blocks. She loves Lego blocks. I love Lego blocks. So I got her into that. And then I like Horizon Zero Dawn. That's a video game on the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. She wasn't interested in that, but they made a Lego version of that. And she really liked that. So I got her into that. And then now we play games together. She doesn't play as many games as I want her to, but hey, we start from there. So I found something that she's interested to bridge the gap to that. That's what I did for that. So the reverse, I would say, is then catch her off guard. Sit down and download or sit in and ask her to show you how to play Roblox and actually find out what the interest is and build that bridge in reverse to her, to where it's like, hey, you want to spend time with her, getting into what she's finding of interest. And then now that you know the interest of what she's doing, can you find the parallels of what she's doing in what you're doing? So like the same way, like you could be like, hey, you're doing this. Do you like, I'm trying to keep calm because I know somebody's going to get excited when I say this. Like this little girl is interested in wanting to set up her own YouTube channel. So I'm telling her that first she has to be of age. She has to be 13 to do it. But if she does it, she has to do it up under me, under a parent or something like that. But I think what helps her in her interest is like, well, daddy's already doing this with a bunch of other people and he's doing it. So I'm interested because if I learn this stuff, it will help me with what I'm doing and vice versa. So I don't want to drag it out too long. Does that make sense to you?
Kinda.
Anyway, so that's what I would think, me personally, to go along with that. Everybody's laughing.
Why?
Hit your comments, that's why. Hampton Conway. When you order equipment for church installs, do you front the money for your purchases? Not anymore, I don't. Do you send them what they need to purchase, or do they provide the funds up front? The way I'm going to give you an insight of my business, and I want to give another shout out to the West, because they helped me be a little bit more business minded and not church minded when it comes to this, because I'm going to be honest with you, and I did a video on this. In the industry, churches are the worst people to do businesses with. I've had a bunch of people say that they do not like working with churches because they don't pay their bills on time. They don't do that stuff, which stinks. And I must say that I've been burned many a time. I used to front the money, and then they would take their sweet time to pay me back. Then I started doing a percentage down. Then they did the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. So the way and do I have a blank one that I could use?
Maybe.
Let me duplicate this one. I'm just going to call it copy. So the way I normally do my stuff, and come on now. Did not let me. I don't. The contract won't let me open it up. All right, there it goes. So the way I use mine, I use legal templates. This is what's helped me write a bunch of my stuff. So I'm just gonna walk you through how I do my stuff. So normally, and I'm giving away some of my secrets. So I do my services offered. I guess I shouldn't have showed that. And so I need to go back, AJ mental note, go back and edit that part. See, I normally do that, and y'all never see that in the videos because I cut it out. So I come in here, give a description of what the project is going to be, the total cost of the project, my labor fees. So those are separate. Well, no, this is that's the total project, and then that's what's my section of whatever, right? So when it comes to how that project is going to come out, and that amount is wrong. Anyway, I got to work on that. Some of this I think this was an old one that I copied. So the way this works is they have to do a down payment. They have to pay everything for the materials, everything. I've had churches do loans. I've had them do whatever, because you got to think, if they were going to buy a building that's for like $1 million, you ain't going to finance that. They have to go through. I'm not a bank. I used to do that, and I got burned. So I'm out of the banking business. I'm out of the financing business. When I give you the fee, you have to figure out how to pay that. The church has to figure that out. But when it comes to me, you have to pay for every single bit of equipment. So, because if you decide to not go with me, you got all the TVs, you got the video switches, you got the cameras, you got everything in boxes. It's there. You're paying for my labor to install it. So what I have changed is, just like when it comes to building a house or anything like that, normally I get my installs done in about 5 days. So what I started doing in my contract is, after they've paid all that up front, like Mount Tabor, they're paying me, I'm getting a check today that pays for all of the equipment. I take that, I buy everything that I have on site. And if they're like Chicago, when I'm doing that install, I'm ordering everything, but I'm having it delivered there. If it's local or somewhere within 3 hours, most of the time I'll have it here so I can inspect everything, hook up everything, put it in my car, and I take it to there. That's how it normally is. Like when I was in California, I had everything shipped there. I ordered everything, but had it shipped, so I know everything was there and stuff like that. But then after 4 days of me working, they have to pay 25% of the labor and installation, because I've worked for 4 days. So that covers that amount of work. If you don't pay that 25%, all work stops until that 25% paid. Because again, I would like helping churches, but remember a statement that I heard a long time ago, and I take this in. Givers need to set limits because takers won't. And I've unfortunately dealt with a lot of people that take, and they want you to do everything, but then when it's their time to do what they're supposed to do, they're slack on their responsibilities. So that's what I've had to do. So again, AJ mental note, go back. And actually, let me do timestamp right there so I can go back and fix that. That's me. Hopefully I answer your question. But yes, I do not do that anymore. I have other companies that can set up financing options for them, that I give them options to go with. But if they're going to go directly with me, go to their bank, do whatever, loan, I don't do that. I just take the money and deposit it. I don't get into that financing part. Marcus, I think my question disappeared. Using HDMI extenders over Cat6 cable keeps dropping signal. Is this a HDCP issue? The cables are store-bought, maybe 150. Most of the HDMI extenders have reached every one that I've tried. It says it does over 150 feet. It's never worked for me. I'll be honest, what I would probably say is, for that same price, for around $70, if not less, you can get a 150-foot fiber optic HDMI cable that doesn't need a converter, and those can go up to 300 feet. If you're still doing that, I don't think it's an HDCP issue. I really think it's just a converter that really can't handle that length. It says it can. Out of about 15 brands I've used, none of them have been able to support that, even though they said it. It's always been less. But I would say for 150 foot, let's actually look at it. I got to sneeze, Johnny. Excuse me. Thank you. So if you do 150 foot fiber optic HDMI cable, you can get that for like, with the brand I'm using, you can get that for $66. I would probably recommend that. And most of the converters I've seen are like 50. And then you throw in the cable that has to go with that, you're already above that. That's what I would probably recommend. So I will put that link in the description. I mean, because again, I've been using these for years. I stand by them or stand by it. Fiber optic HDMI cable. Yanni, what are we going to eat when this is over?
I don't know.
All right. Anybody know where I can get some I don't know from? We'll probably get some of that. TJ, I am doing well. I'm doing well. T-Pocket, Wirecast or OBS? OBS. That's my personal opinion. Alex, hello, hello. And he says, good to see the little princess.
Wait, they can't see.
Let me see. A bunch of people talking about the Raspberry Pi. I use my Raspberry Pi on our signage board in the foyer of the church. That's another good use for it as well, too. I do have the display cast. I need to redo that video. T-Pocket, you're saying still haven't found the IP address of the NDI. Now, see, this is, I changed out my camera back behind me with an AVCams one so that I can do this more reliably now. So let me get up out of here. So normally if you have this camera CMS app, you should be able to just do a search and it will show it from here. So, I mean, but what model do you have? If this, I have the E20 series and that's what this one will work. If you have any other models that look like the PTZ Optics one, the upgrade tool that they have, or any of the other ones, SMT AV, whatever, it will show whether it's on the network or not. So if I go to that one, yeah. Where's it at? Yeah. Huh? Ja. Mein Himmel ist schön. Oder Fahrvergnügen. No, Fahrvergnügen. So if I go to here, this is the upgrade tool. And if I just search on this one, see, it's showing all my other cameras. So it's showing the PTZ Optics and it's showing the Famaco. So it won't see the AVCams one and it won't see the BZB gear because they have a different set of chips. But for the most part, this one will see all of them because they kind of have the same controller and stuff like that. If you try one of those and you're still not seeing it, one of those should be able to see it. Let's go back to Fred. Can I add PowerPoint slides to Prism Live Studio OBS as a scene natively? I don't think you can do it natively unless you do a PowerPoint slide and you output it as a video. You could do it that way, or you can do it as a slideshow to where you have to kick off the next image. You could do it that way, but natively to where the player interacts with it, no, I don't believe that works. Philip Paul, regarding the Stream Deck button, can I control OBS on another PC while the Stream Deck is connected to my laptop? Yes and no. The network one, if you get that big one that's network controlled, yes, you could. For the other one, no, you can't do that. That's why I just have a long cable and I just run it. So you can't bridge the gap from one computer to another one and control it through a Stream Deck. No, they don't have that as an option yet. Back to Candace. Do you have any experience with church online platform? I want to create one for my church, but I'm not sure how I will work with a current setup. Zoom is used as a streaming platform now. I have, but it's been years. I haven't gone back into it. It functions the same way as like Facebook and YouTube. Last time I used it, but I have to get back into that one and see how that works. So I have to circle back with you on that one. Yeah, but I was online with OBS and Ecamm newbie, and he said that he received YouTube strikes when he's playing songs like Every Praise. Yes, you will get that because it's stupid. I got hit with some other stuff for Now Behold the Lamb from Sony, but they are the actual owners of that song. So yes, they hit. They. It's like they're stupid. It's like we're helping to publish a Christian song, but we're going to hit people for using our Christian song in churches. So yes, that unfortunately that's legit. Yeah, you're getting hit because it's the melody, and yes, unfortunately, it's messed up, but that is legit, and he would get hit with that. Unfortunately, Francisco said he received it. Hey, look, where's it at? Is it 5? Yep. So that's it right there. That's the other one. That's the overhead. I see that in your future, Francisco. Right there. You know, you got the well, I'm already zoomed out, and there's the UDM Pro Special Edition I got for Bethlehem. So yeah, you got it. You got it. um, I have the PTZ Optics 4K zoom. How do the cheap PTZ cameras compare? Any recommendations? All right. Well, look, this is the Black Magic that I have right here. So I'm gonna go untethered here for a second. Yes. All right. I was waiting for the wireless to pick up. All right. So this is the Black Magic that I have from here. So that's not a good representation. So we're going to cycle through these. So this is the PTZ Optics Move that I have right here. That is a 1080p one that we got right here. This, and let's turn that tracking on. This is the Famaco 4K PTZ, and that's washed out because I got all the lights and stuff like that. It's picking up way more light than this other one. And then we have the BZB Gear that's right here behind us. And then we have, this is gonna be an interesting shot. Then we got the AV cans, the AV cans right there. That is these. So I'll be honest, I have not found anybody who can notice the difference between these. Anybody who's saying that they notice the difference, either they're editing or they're just making it up. I must honestly say, the only reason you could tell them apart is like at Antioch. I installed the older PTZ optics a long time ago, and we just added a new camera. It is noticeable because the sensors are different. The color science is different. That is noticeable. If you go through any of my videos, I bounce through all of these cameras, and it is very hard for anybody to say that they can tell the difference between them. How you doing, little girl?
Good.
Yeah. Are you bored yet?
No. I want more questions from me, though.
Oh, she's saying that it's not any more questions for her. Could y'all please provide questions for her, please? Can you set the webcam out in the ATEM as a preview, multi-view, or a specific camera? Yes, you can. You can specifically set it to whatever you desire. So inside of here, so I'm gonna cycle through what I got because y'all are seeing the web out right now. So I could come in and just pick this camera. I could come out and just pick my computer. Well, it says computer, but it's actually that camera. I can set it to be my overhead. I can set it just to be the media that I have on there, that's saved in there. I can set it to the BZB gear, the one that's behind me, which notices I need to shave my head. And that's why we need to go to the store. I need to get some more razor blades so I can shave my head. So yes, you can set it to whatever that you desire. Again, we can set it to the multi-view, but I have it set to the program. But yes, you can. United Picture House. Not sure if you have come across this issue. I recently updated my ATEM Extreme ISO to the latest firmware, and now my ATEM doesn't recognize any of my SSDs anymore. And you've tried reformatting them? I'm on the latest, and I haven't had that issue at all. So no. Has anybody else noticed that? Please let United Picture House know. Back to Candace. I want to remove Zoom completely. Can you hear me fine?
Yeah.
All right, I want to make sure the audio is fine. Nobody's complaining, so I will see about there. I want to remove Zoom completely and use OBS and StreamYard with my ATEM. Yeah, I would say you could, because I mean you'll be able to do both. And then we talked about it. You technically don't even need to use StreamYard unless you want to do the lower thirds. But then Uno Overlays is free, which is really cool, which I've been playing around with. I might add that when I get a chance. Planning on going back down to North Carolina to finish up, but then they said there's another winter storm coming. So if it's bad, I'm not going to drive down there. I need to because I need my ladder so I can do Bethlehem next week. But no, it would be a good move. I mean, because you can go to OBS and then you should be able to handle it all. So I think that's a good move. Back to Giaba, are you cracking your knuckles?
Yes.
How come you don't let me crack your knuckles?
Because you're too rough.
How am I too rough? Here, put my finger. See, any dads know. See, she doesn't know that yet. I told her to pull my finger. And
No,
most people do that.
I know
No,
it now.
I'm not going to do that. I'm live. You need to pull harder. And one thing that came to mind, you need to pull harder, to mind was that he may be playing with the song playing in the background. Okay. Yeah, if he's playing that stuff completely, that would be it. Rob said, we need a commercial break for that. Do I have a video? Hold on. I think I actually have a video. Did we play the video, Yanni?
I don't know what video you're talking about, but sure.
See, that's what I was going to say. That's how you fall into the trap. It's like, should we play it? We should. And do I have it in Pro Presenter? I thought I do. I got to do an updated version of this. Once I get more people's pictures and we have our sessions out and all that other stuff, I will cover that. And then there's a fire truck going by. Give me 1 second to find that. We're going to take a quick conference commercial break. Yanni, where's the video at? You're supposed to know these things, baby girl.
I'm not. I'm going upstairs.
What?
I'm going upstairs for a second.
Okay. But yeah, I'm. Is that it? I'm sorry. It's like y'all caught me off guard with that. Normally, I should have been prepared for that. That's the loop. That's not it. I had one. I think it's the unfinished version of it. I had to come back to that. I really thought I had that on here. No, I don't. So I'm gonna have to come back to that one. EL, hey, you are welcome. Philip Paul, what would you suggest for a simple setup to record, then upload to YouTube? Our pastor is planning to start a Bible class on YouTube. What do you suggest as a simple setup? OBS and one camera. That's what I would use. That's simple. And I think we're on this other page. When I'm going to let her drive, when she can handle running the whole thing. I give her opportunities, but she be dipping on me. Wait a minute. D Green, no, it does not. It does not block those. Back to Philip Paul. Current setup, we have normal service, ATEM, OBS PC, only sending secondary. I mean, I would just use the ATEM Mini Pro and just a simple camera. That's what I would do in that. Yeah, I just wanted to have something to where I don't have to have other people put extensions, especially that extension stuff issue that was going on with Chrome a while ago. Just want to have redundancy on there. And plus, I was just playing around with it. I had two Raspberry Pis just sitting here. I wanted to use it for something. Then Philip Paul was saying, and what mic would you suggest to use to start? If you can get it, I would go with the DJI wireless mic 2. I mean, this one, the mini. I mean, you can get that for $80, and it is very, 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 very good. But if not, then just use the camera, the mic that's on your whatever camera that you're using. If you're using a camcorder or something like that. Back to Dean. What? Say it again.
I brought you a water bottle.
I have a cup, babe. Thank you. No. Please don't put it there. Put it on that table. Oh, right there. Thank you. Having a network issue at home, sometimes you need other eyes. My wife's art studio has a Cat 5 outlet. Going to the closet next to my office, and I plug the ATEM in there via Cat 5. I don't see it on the network and Spectrum modem going to a switch, which I have all the lines in the house going to the switch in the living room. There's a port going to the office, but a Wi-Fi router in the living room. Strange. Yes, I use YouTube Premium, and at first I tried it out, and then I went back to the app. Nah, I keep it on there. Plus, it helps out. Back to G. Albert. I just bought my ticket for the conference. I would need to check to see if the payment went through on my Apple Pay. If I open up my email, I'll be able to see if it went through, and I can let you know here in half a second. I normally get the emails here. Yes, ma'am. Please be careful with that water near all that stuff. Let's see. We'll go over here. I just want everybody on the internet in the world to know that I love Ayana.
No.
No? You don't want people to know that I love you?
Not everyone.
Why not?
Because.
All right, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong account. Okay, the email finally went through. Well, finally updated. I haven't seen anything on there yet. I haven't seen anything. Let me make sure I'm on the right one. The last person that did a ticket was on the 3rd. So no, I have not seen it go through on here. And I haven't gotten an email about it yet. So I would, actually, let me go to the website. Let's just see. And I really thought I had that video for y'all. Not the stock video. Let's see. Orders. Nope, nothing has gone through yet, sir. I did not see anything at an order on the website at all. Ambassador, what is the best drone and mentor to input into an ATEM for church live stream aerial footage? Well, what I used originally for mine is I had the, where is it? It's upstairs. I normally had a output. Hold on. Let me go get it. Y'all should still be able to hear me. So the one that I used was for a display with my Mavic that had an output, and that output went, here it is, went into this mini display that they sold and which they no longer sell anymore. I still could link this up. I think this Mavic, the joystick doesn't charge anymore, so I'd have to get something else to do with it. But this is the output I used to have to see my drone. And then it gave me an HDMI output, and I hooked this directly up to the ATEM. Now, what you could do, if the drone supports native streaming, you could set up a local RTMP server. And this is what I did with my newer models. I would have the drone stream to my RTMP server, like my own cast or something like that, or a smaller one. It doesn't need to be major. You can run it on a Raspberry Pi. Stream to the Raspberry Pi, have the Raspberry Pi push it out over HDMI, and then connect that to your ATEM, and then you will see it'll show up like a camera. I did that a while ago. I might reinvest in going back and doing that video again on how to do that, which was cool. I caught everybody off guard. I remember doing that at Antioch once, and then everybody was like, is this live? And it was. So it was really cool. But be mindful how you do that. You can't do a lot of that stuff without certain permissions. IT Central Hub. Hello, can I use phones like the S22 Samsung to broadcast videos on my church using Prism Live? Yes, the Prism Live app, if you download the app and if it's supported on your phone, yes, it can. Yes, it's the snacks. All right, we're gonna be winding it down here in a little bit. Otis, how are you doing, sir? From Texas, does any of the PTZ cameras allow you to place them in standby mode in the GUI? What do you mean by standby mode? As in actually shutting them down so they're not sending any video, but they can respond to power up? Let me know if that's what that is. Courtney, good morning. Hey, I try to do what I can. Hello, and good morning to you as well. So they, again, Ayan, they want to know, when are you going to run the entire live stream? I say now. Go for it. All right, your next question. You got to read the question.
Oh. See, y'all, AJ said sign up for the book release in the mentorship program for instance near you.
All right, your next one.
Thank you for your response. R-E.
Response.
Oh. Say another R-E.
Yeah, that's the response. Like, okay.
Your business practices. I've been burnt as well. Currently burning as we speak. LOL. I appreciate your insight.
Bruh, if you only knew. Most of my stuff, I'm up here paying back business lines of credit to grow business, to reach more, and then people backed out. So now I understand your feeling. That's the reason why I do what I do. Are churches using the Blackmagic cameras and DaVinci Resolve Live where you can see the recording build on the timeline? I have not seen that. I've tried to do that, but I'm hesitant on doing a lot of this stuff. There's a lot of things that I want to do, but I'm hesitant because, and I tried to record this as a podcast. It just didn't come out the way I wanted to, because I don't want it to come off arrogant, because you could put anything and people would take it out of context. The issue that I have, and I'm not going to say any ministry in particular, the issue that I have is there's so much that I want to do and that I know how to do, but I don't do it because I'm the only one that's doing it. And I can't force people to be interested in what I'm doing. So like, for example, I am donating crowd mics at Antioch because I was listening to a Joyce Meyer sermon when I was driving, and I just loved the way it sounded. And I'm like, you know what? I've been installing crowd mics, need to put two of them in Antioch. Now, I'm donating it because honestly, if I had to go through talking to people who have no clue about what crowd mics are, a lot of times, and y'all put why in the chat if you know this is true, if y'all have experienced this. Sometimes the gatekeepers of the money have no clue what you're doing, but they gatekeep, and you have to explain to them why you need something when they have no clue of what it is, why it's going to be used. They don't never even heard of it before. So that's where a lot of my frustration is trying to explain something to somebody that is not in this sphere. That's like me saying, like, anybody who doesn't know about networking, and we start talking about the type of cable, Cat 6, Cat 6A, different types of this. If like you don't know nothing about it, now you're just roadblocking me to try and educate you in over 25 years of what I know just for you to approve something. So I don't know. It gets frustrating. Pastor Gary says we should get pancakes and omelets with coffee and orange juice.
I don't eat pancakes and I've never
That's
had
a lie.
omelet.
You do eat pancakes.
I do not.
Yes, you do. You never got hot cakes when we get from McDonald's or when we went to Cracker Barrel. No, we went to Waffle House like a month ago.
No,
Yes.
I didn't get pancakes. I don't eat pancakes. I don't.
You've never had the hot cakes that we get from McDonald's,
I've had them before, but I don't really finish them. I don't really like.
but you've had them. You said you don't have them. You don't eat them. Okay.
I don't eat them.
Okay. Okay. Rosin said her favorite dish to whip up is I don't know. How do you handle add-ons to your projects? Do you have a baked-in contingency? No, it's a change order. So like Bethlehem Baptist Church, they wanted to do spotlights because their spotlights in the back of the church don't work. I recommended using the Unify spotlights. So instead of doing the electrical, all I got to do is run Cat 6 cables to that. So that's a change. So we're getting another switch, which I already got in. I bought that ahead of time, but I'm going to add that as a change order. And the pastor even said, I know this is out of scope. So I'm going back to my days of being an implementation tech. I was like, hey, this is out of spec. This is when we agreed on it. The contract was signed. Anything outside of this contract that's not in this contract means it's a change order request. We do that as another project. So like TCF, they want me to come back and do some acoustic treatments. I told them I was busy when they asked for it in December. So I'm waiting to hear back from them if they still need me to do that. That's a change order because that's outside of that. That's how I normally handle that. Nick, can you schedule for a live stream to turn? Can you schedule for a live stream to turn on using OBS? You would have to do that through some scripting, but technically you could, as long as you set the stream to wherever you're streaming to. If it's Facebook, expect it at a certain time. You could write a macro to start it at a certain time. So yes, that is possible. Maybe not natively, but it is not like you would need to buy something new to do that. Can sound run straight to Restream without OBS? No. I mean, unless you were having it connected and it's pulling audio from like an interface through the web browser, and you use Restream's web browser to interface, then yes, it will work that way. Okay, let me know. Just email me and we can set that up. So we have to run a new feed for that as well too. So that's SDI cable. So yeah, just let me know and we can get that done. Is there a way to reset the camera? Yes, if you use that camera CMS app and it shows up on the network, yes, you can do it that way. So if we cut over to wherever when it wants to come up. So you can come in here, and I'm not going to do it, but if we come in here and modify, you could come in here and modify this so you can connect to it. Once it's connected, you can come in here and then you could do a, where's it at? If it's not there, and it all depends on which version you got, you could remote in. So let's go to 192.168.92. That's what I have mine set to. And if it has the web interface, it's normally admin or admin password or admin123. You can come in here, and where's it at? Device info. You can do a reset right there, and that will completely wipe out everything and get it back to where it originally was. But then the same way in the joystick, in the remote, it should have access to the menu on the camera, and you should be able to do that as well too. Marcus, can you share what SDI cable you use? Bought a constellation and we need to get many locations. All right, so I'm about ready to show you my super duper ooper secret right here. This is what I have ordered tons and tons and tons and tons of times before. Right there. It's 500 feet, or I get 1,000 feet of this cable, and I get my crimpers and I make my own cables. That's what I normally use. I did a video on that. So this video right here. AJ here, and this is going to be kind of like a one-off video that's inside of my vlog for today while I'm here at Lebanon. So back under here, I've updated. These are all the tools that I use to make my cables. So that's what I use. I've gone through so many different SDI connectors. These are the ones that literally 95% of the time I get a perfect connection. The other ones, they kind of get kind of flimsy. These have been rock solid. Crimp tool for splicing the cable, stripping the cable, and then again, there's a box of cables that I use, and I use that all the time. I'll put a link to the video. They'll walk you through it, which also has all the links to the actual products that I have used and recommended as well too. All right, we got it right there. So we're gonna be, I think we're gonna go maybe another sign. Do you have any more stuff you want to help people out with, Yanni?
There's more questions for me. Yay.
Okay. We did, because that's what I was saying. So we're going to get to them, and then we'll fire through. Back to Elizabeth Mary. If you go ahead, your camera web username for the AV cams, is there a reset for the camera to get? If y'all changed it, then you're going to have to remote in and reset it. There should be a reset on, let me see. There should be a reset on there. Which model do you have? Is it the E20? Because on the bottom, there are dip switches that you could set to do a reset as well too. But normally the app will bypass the login, and it can get you in to make modifications because the app will talk directly to it. That's what I would probably say. If you forgot the username and password, that would be probably the best thing to do for that. Are you talking about for streaming in Pro Presenter? A license? You don't need a license for vMix. You already have one. But let me know, because I'm going through a bunch, so I may have lost track of your question. Yeah. Is there a way to remotely control a stream without a solution like AnyDesk? My streamer simultaneously uses Word for that script, and sharing the mouse causes. Well, you could get the deck link and then have the mobile version of that. Well, what the streaming scripture? Well, what are you using? Because Presenter, Pro Presenter, they all have an app that you can control that remotely. And then whatever you're switching, if you could install the Stream Deck and get the mobile version of it that you can control with a phone. So like when I had to do everything, I was playing, but I had my tablet. I had two tablets. my phone and a tablet. So my phone was hooked up to Meta, so I can change the inputs on the ATEM and kick off the DSK. And then I had another one that was a remote to Stream Deck, so I can change the scenes. So you could do that. That's what I've done. Okay. Hold on, you got a question. What? Is that not his name?
That's not his name.
What is his name?
His name is Park Lee.
Oh, Park Lee. Maybe they just forgot, but how old is he?
Actually, well,
Well, it was last year we got him, so
he's a year old.
almost a year old. Because we went in June. That's when we went. So he'll be a year in June.
Yep.
Okay. All right, another question for you. What is your favorite activity at church? You enjoy singing.
I'm never actually like on.
You sing when I have to play, when you're with me. You sang with the Voices of Praise. But anyway, but what's your answer? Be honest. Just answer the question.
Sorry.
Don't answer the question.
Well, I like singing, but I also like just standing up in the media booth with him, with my dad. So
That's the first. I didn't know that. TJ, so does CCLI stop you from getting flagged on YouTube? No, because the people who do the stuff flagging on YouTube, they don't always play by the rules. Like I got hit and I'm like, bruh, you don't own the rights to the song. And then they dropped it. So because most people just exploit stuff. See, like I always say, churches need to do everything right and play by the rules, but be aware everybody else doesn't. So just because somebody else is doing something wrong does not excuse you from getting hit. So don't play stuff you don't own. Make sure you have your right licenses so you can do what you need to do. What are you doing? Your what?
I'm taking your water bottle.
Okay. Please be careful.
Okay.
Back to Alex. I can't get YouTube stream to remain connected when we have a slight glitch in our internet connection when using vMix. Most likely you have YouTube set up. I'm gonna see if I can show this. So most likely, let me actually take a screenshot of this because sometimes YouTube be funny about stuff. All right, so most likely check your settings in YouTube in your stream. So this is from mine. Inside your settings, you'll have something that says enable auto stop. If that's checked, that means that if you have a slight connection issue, it will stop your stream. That's why I have mine off, even though I should not have any issues with my connection. I do that so that if there's an issue, it just waits. So it will wait, I think, like up to 5 minutes or something like that to get an establishment. That will probably be the reason why, if you have a glitch in your internet, that's why it drops. What are you doing, little girl?
You were stepping on the cord.
Okay. Another one. What joystick controller can use multiple PTCs? Well, any of them are. Like I'm using the AJayTheCEO IP. I'm using the AJayTheCEO Pro, and it's controlling we're going through all of them. So if we go over here to number 2. So if I go over here and turn off auto tracking, so it's not doing that, and I go to camera number 4, this is the AVCam, so it's controlling this one. And then if I go over here to the PTZ optics, and I go to camera number 1, it's controlling that one as well. If I go over here to my overhead, that's a AV cans one. I'll go to number 2. So that's controlling that. And I tilted it when I moved it. So it's controlling that one. And then if I go to the BZB gear and I turn off the tracking, I go to camera number 3, it's controlling that too. The joystick and the brand doesn't really matter. It's the protocol. So that's all of those are using Visca IP or on VIF. The joystick can talk to any of those protocols. And as long as the camera supports that protocol, it doesn't matter what brand it is. It will, any of the joysticks that support those given protocols can talk to any camera. Can you connect an NDI PTZ to OBS, then output the feed into the OC Go stream as a second camera? Yes, you can. You would have OBS pull in that NDI feed. So if we go to OBS right now, I got too much stuff open. So if we go over here to OBS, I come over here, let's turn these off. We're gonna add an NDI source. And I don't know which camera, we'll pick the Famaco. That's not the Famaco. Why does it say Famaco? That's strange. That name is wrong. But that was the BZB gear. So like I can use the Famaco right here, that's NDI. And now if I wanted to output this, we would just output, right click on here, do full screen. We'll do full screen output and pick whatever HDMI out that's going to be. And then that can be seen as a physical connection going into the OC Go. And then yes, it will work that way. Hope that helps ya. And then your second part, can you connect the NDI PC to OBS NDI and then output that feed into, yes, you can. So that's the same thing. So the other part of your earlier question was, I can't see the ATEM on the network. When I put it on my wife's studio, I made the IP static. That's strange. And there has to be a broken link somewhere if you're not able to see that. Grace Place, California, how you doing? He's actually going to be one of our remote teachers there. Next Generation to Generation podcast. First time on your live. Hey, thank you. Hey, totally understand. Thank you. So everybody, we talk about that, having people roadblock stuff that they don't know what they talk about. HSI, yes. Yes. Yeah, it's frustrating because, and I need to do this in a podcast. Because again, let me take a little break. That anybody who's in media and any type of leadership, what is the definition of leadership? This is my definition of leadership. Do you know what the definition of leadership is?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna tell you, babe.
Okay.
The definition of leadership is a true leader is able to take, and a good teacher, because a leader should be a teacher, because you should be teaching other people how to come back behind you. But a good leader and teacher takes complicated issues and simplifies it so that it's easily understandable to people who don't know the complicated stuff. That's what we try and do on this channel. We try and take the complicated and shrink it down to get an understanding of what's going on. But with that being said, another trait of a leader is to realize that they don't know everything. And that's why you delegate. You delegate stuff out. So for example, let's just get to the point. Yes.
I think, well,
You need to talk directly into the mic.
I thought that another trait of
Talk directly into the mic. You're fading away from it.
Of leadership is like always leading by example.
Exactly. You need to be able to lead by example. It's not about you telling people how to do something, but you do not do it yourself. So I used to always get in trouble for that when I was in the Marines. When I was the section clerk, my staff sergeant was like, Holmes, you need to learn how to tell people what to do. And I said, yes, sir, I believe in that. And he was like, well, why are you doing it? I said, I believe a good leader is, yes, I can delegate and tell people what to do, but show them I'm willing to also do what I'm telling them to do. It's one thing for me to say, go clean up the dishes, but then I don't clean the dishes up myself. I'm going to show you, I'm asking you to do something that I know how to do as well too. That's what I think is a good leader. A good leader is a servant. They serve and help other people. But like I said, we delegate. So meaning that just because you're a trustee, just because you're a deacon, just because you're a pastor, that does not mean, and I think Pastor Gary, if you're still on here, I know you can agree with this. Pastor Daniel, I know you can agree with this. Just because you're the pastor doesn't mean that you should have to do everything. But what that also says, that doesn't mean that you know everything. So delegating people is like, oh, you know what? They have a proficiency in this. They know how to do this. So I'm going to give them the power to do this. So if they recommend we should do this in a field I have no knowledge about, why question them? Because most of the questioning, if you're questioning to get understanding, or are you questioning to roadblock and get in the way? So for example, like I'm recommending, I'll just say it, I'm recommending Antioch update their internet. And they're like, well, why do we need to update our internet? Well, first off, you haven't revisited it in 5 years, and you're grandfathered into a plan that doesn't exist anymore. Companies are not going to actively say, hey, you're paying us more for a service that we don't use anymore. They're not going to do that. That's why I always recommend y'all always look at your internet every 6 months. If you're not in that mindset of knowing that technology has changed, why are you questioning why something should be done when this is not something you're in? So people are asking me, like, I'm not into drones that much as I should. I know how to fly a drone, but I'm not in depth with all of it. So if somebody is to ask me questions like, AJ, why should I get a part 107 if I'm just doing this, this, and this? I don't know. I'm gonna point you in the direction. The idea is we use our skills and gifts and abilities to help facilitate and move the kingdom forward, meaning that it's not one person's responsibility, it's all of us. If I, like right now, I am not a preacher. I'm here to teach. This is my sphere of influence. God has not called me to preach. I used to be called to music. I'm still doing music and media. That's where I master my craft in. So when I talk about we need to fix this, we need different mics, we need to do this for the music, but we need to enhance our internet, we need to do that. I'm not talking because I just want that. I'm doing it because I want us to be proficient in what we're doing, and me being proficient in the in the role I'm in right now. So if your responsibility has nothing to do with internet and uploads, the only thing you need to be concerned about if it's a trustee is like, how much does it cost? And mine is like, it's costing less than what we're paying right now, and it's better service, and because what we're paying for doesn't exist anymore. That should really be the only answer. If it's you trying to investigate and become Batman and the great detective for something that you don't know, you out of place. And this is why I ignored that, because you're asking the same question, and I haven't given me any feedback for me to help you get your question answered. So I'm gonna skip that again. Last page. So once we get to the end of this one, this is gonna be it for today. Grace Place. How come we can't just use one camera, and why does the live stream sound like that? Because again, it's not about, see, to explain that whole thing, the easiest answer I would say to that is, how come we can't just use one camera? What TV show did you watch that only has one camera? You don't have one. News stations have multiple cameras. Television shows have multiple cameras. Movies have multiple cameras. Sporting events have hundreds of cameras. What are you hitting? Sounds like you just tap. Are you dropping that on the chair? But yeah, it's and then why does it sound, the live stream sound like that? Because do you have a dedicated person that's able to do an audio engineer to watch that just like you would have somebody inside the sanctuary? See, people want limits, but they want unlimited possibilities. Like, you can't have both. I'm telling y'all. Sweets make the biggest. Wayne 1069. In using the physical ATEM, both preview and program are up on a screen at the same time. Any way to designate preview only before it can't program other than using the software? Which ATEM do you have? If you have the ATEM Mini Pro, that will be the button in the lower right-hand corner, and you need to reset the startup state to whichever one, and then it will do that. Bruce, I remember a dredging project in Boston, and we had so many change orders, we had to number them. Yeah, it gets like that. The AVCam switcher seems real interesting. How does the PTZ control feel? It's finicky only because I'm used to a bigger joystick, so it's like a Nintendo Switch. That was a part that I cut out, and AVCams asked me about it. I covered it more, but the video was getting long, and like I said, I was trying to make it short to satisfy that. I'm gonna make it longer when it goes into it. I mean, hand me that thing with the screen. The thing with the screen. Yes, that. Thank you. So this right here, it's like the size of a Nintendo Switch. So it works. If I was holding it like this and controlling it, I would have to just dial it in to get the dead spot of how to control the joystick. And yes, it does work. But me trying to control it like this, that's a pain. If it was meant for me to hold it like a Nintendo Switch or something like that, then yes, it would work. You just got to really dial in the speed and everything. Can you please set that back over there, please? Merci beaucoup. With the new software free show, I thought that was a different type of presentation software. Some people talked about it. I used it a while ago. I haven't done it recently. HS Audio. As head of the media department, I had requested approved by the pastor, and the finance officer would sit on it for weeks. I mean, I'm gonna leave that one alone. AVCam's 20X NDI, no SDI, E20 is the model. Yeah, so that's the E20. So the same app that I'm using, that would work. You would use that. So you should have the interface, put in the IP address, the password for that camera is admin. I mean, the username is admin, password is admin123 if it has a web interface, and that's how you can do the reset. Or you can do the reset through the remote. T-Man, is there a way to navigate a web page using the Stream Deck? Navigate? No. Well, I mean, I guess you could map arrows, up and down arrows on that, and you can stroll through it. You could. Otis, yes, you can. I actually have camera button number. Well, I had it. I have it. Mine is set now. On the one this other joystick, I have one of the functions buttons set to power down, so I can do that. So let me actually change that, and I can demonstrate it now. That's a function. Let me assign the function. I'm gonna do that as a power off. All right, so that is power now. So I'm gonna use this camera. So we're gonna switch to camera number 4 right here. We're using a joystick right here, and I have this set to power off. So now if I hit this button, we're gonna lose the image right there. So there, that shut off the, really? You gasped like that? Yes. But anyway, I did set it as a function to send a command to that, and that will work for you. All right, another question for you, Ayana.
Oh, Ayana, what would you like to stream about church? About at church?
What would you like to stream? Meaning that, again, I'm speaking on your behalf of what I'm taking from it. What would you like to stream about at church? Meaning that, what would you like to be talked about at church that you would like to live stream? Is it always just sermon stuff? Do you want sermon stuff? Is there any other type of stuff? Maybe that extreme hide and seek that we were watching.
Oh yeah, we should do that.
Explain.
Oh, it's this game. It's called Extreme Hide and Seek, but also it's basically it's like hiding in plain sight. So a description of one of the videos we watched, it's like this guy who worked for his boss.
That 19, if y'all were looking at that 19 has a series talking about. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This dude named Danny, he would go hide from his boss, for the whole day, and like he would change stuff that you would like. Okay, example. this-
Be a little bit shorter with it, but
okay.
so I mean the main thing is let me help guide you through it. So if you were to host a show for your church, what would it be like? A reality show showing how the kids can do kind of like, I hate to use this term because I used to use him. I don't like the stuff he's doing now, but like a reality show of different activities the kids playing at church, but the church is sponsored. Like, hey, this is a church hide and seek that we're gonna give all the kids cameras and show how they're hiding at the church as a fun event. Is that something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. We got like 15 more questions. Oh man, we're going long today. I'm gonna do these last ones, and then we'll end with the last question I see here with Reverend Leroy, and we end it for the day. Vincent, AJ, we have two 27-inch monitors which we plan to use as stage display monitors. We are currently using VerseView to present songs and lyrics, which works on an IP address. Is there a way to use with a mount system without a PC? Well, what's going to receive it? How are you sending the video to the actual monitors? So, I mean, you can do it out of PC, but you need something to receive the signal. And I mean, I've never used VerseView. Let me see. VerseView. Meaning that hold on. I mean, because this is actually a piece of software. So it's running on a computer and sending the signal to the televisions. Is that what you're saying? Please give me a little bit. That'll be the last one I jump onto. But let me know so I can answer that. Cameron. Hey, Doug, how do I get my program out to a projector and TV monitors from the ATEM Mini Pro? I would just run a splitter out there from there. So I have, hand me that blue box, babe. Never mind. I forget. You got to get through all of that. Oh. So I've had, this is actually for, this was for First Baptist Church in Oxford, but we ended up running extra cables. But I mean, you would just run the out from the ATEM into a splitter, but you have the ATEM Mini Pro. So that means you're losing the multi-view. And you would just connect that HDMI out and then fiber optic HDMI cables. I had a link in the chat that goes to that. That would be the easiest thing to do. Or if you wanted to use the multi-view, have the USB go into another computer for OBS, then have OBS send the signal to that, and that would output it. That would do it as well too. Back to Elizabeth Mary. So don't put your legs away because I can't turn that way. What Android iOS app do you use to control the AVCAM's model? I have not used a app to control that. I haven't looked into that. I have to look into that. I haven't used that. He be preaching, y'all. Don't help me, fool. See. I said I was gonna ignore that. G-Man. How to use NDI and Easy Worship to a second computer? Testing this at home. Well, I thought Easy Worship has NDI built in to it. So if it does, if you download the NDI tools, it should have NDI Studio Monitor. I would make the Studio Monitor go full screen on that second monitor, and then you can output it or on the network. That's the easiest way. I can show you better. Hey, thank you for stopping by. Glad it helped. Reverend Leroy, what camera is the overhead you have behind you? Does it have the ability to show 12 font size? 12 font size. Yeah, that's the AVCans E20. The ones that we're talking about. That's the $350 PTZ camera that you can get. That's the one that I am using right there. I ended up buying a bunch of bundles for a church, so it was actually cheaper to buy the 2 camera and joystick bundle, buy 2 of them, than to get it separately. It just came out at a better price. Because the joystick is like $450, $500. The camera is $350. That's $700. The joystick $500. That's $1,200. But you can get the bundle that has both of them for $1,050. So I ended up buying 2 of them. I kept one of the cameras, kept the other joystick because one of the joysticks messed up on me. I had to return it. So I gave Antioch my newer joystick, which is what I got them for. They paid for another joystick, but that one was bad. So I gave them the newer one that I had, and this one replaced that. Trevor, are you interested in the Cinetrack switcher? I've never heard of that. Let me see. Honestly, I see what that is. I see what that is. That looks very familiar. The only difference is that's the SDI. It looks like an SDI version of the AVCans one, at least what that one does. Looks almost exactly the same like the other one. It just has more buttons. I don't know which one in particular that you're speaking of. I don't see one. Oh, you're just saying a switcher in general. I mean, they look kind of similar because I think, my personal opinion, I think it's I'm gonna leave that one alone. But it looks similar to ones that we've done and played around with. All right, so we're gonna squeeze in these last 3 here. So hey, you are welcome. Alex, yes, you can, provided you dial the IP address into the TVs. Okay, if the TVs are web-based and they can have a browser, then yes. Thank you for that, Alex. Everybody, y'all are welcome. And let's go ahead and shut it down, folks. Again, thank you so much. And if you like what we do here, folks, like I said, my company and great supporters are the ones to help provide this. We haven't been sponsored by any companies or anything yet, but I want to thank you for this. And I want to give a big shout out to our Patreon supporters and YouTube members. So if you like our content, you enjoy what we do, folks, consider becoming a patron. Go to patreon.com/AJaytheCEO, or you can click the join button down below to become a YouTube member. No matter which way you pick, folks, you are helping us train media ministries all over the world. And YouTube members and Patreon supporters, I hope y'all saw the discount code to get a lower price for our conference, folks. I'm trying to remind y'all because the price does go up on February 1st. Really want to highly endorse y'all coming out if you're able to come in person or physically, online. That's what we're doing. We're doing a lot of stuff there to up the tech at Antioch so that we'll have a good experience for everybody. That's the other reason I'm looking to get their internet upload so we can support everybody doing this at the same time. Trying to reach out. I have a couple of letters. Can't reach him. I got like 500 letters that we're going to be mailing out to churches that I've worked with. Also, we'll be going to sending out letters and emails to all of the companies that I've talked to for some sponsorships to see what we can do. Want to do that stuff to help facilitate the conference. And again, there's no reason for me to keep that. If we get a lot of people that sponsor some stuff, at the end of the conference, we're going to be giving away that stuff. No promises yet, but that will be the goal. And I think that is it. Let me get these last one for you. This for you, Ayana. Have a great weekend, AJ. Ayana, please come back. And for the rest of the crew, praying that y'all streaming events are error-free. Thank you for that, sir. I think that's about it. So, folks, my pretty little girl right here, thank you for joining me, baby girl. Thank you. I really appreciate you coming out here and being with your daddy.
You're welcome.
So, folks, don't let it ever be told that what you're doing is not important. We're all called for doing something. Whether everybody around you doesn't understand it or not, something will be missing if you weren't there. If you weren't as inquisitive as you are to learn about cameras, audio, ask all these questions, to get on a live stream and watch somebody talk about this stuff, you were called for this, folks. It doesn't matter if anybody else understands. You were called. When God called you, he didn't call a conference call. He called you. He gave you a task. So thank you for that. I appreciate you. You are reaching and impacting people that you probably will never meet. I know that to be a fact, humbled by the fact of how many people that we reach when this was really just started just to make videos to help my local media ministry. So again, thank you so much for everything that you do. I hope you have a great day, evening, afternoon, wherever you is. You gonna say anything? Goodbye, everybody. Do you want to say goodbye to anybody?
Goodbye, people.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Say it again.
Goodbye, people.
All right, folks. We're going to go get something to eat. Y'all have a good day, evening, afternoon, wherever you is, folks. And we'll be seeing y'all on the next video. Later.